intro theory. I have a new intro.
You don't get a new intro.
I'm gonna do it right now.
I can't even do anything now. For some reason, everything's frozen up. Let's go live. Fuck it.
Fuck it. No YouTube?
Oh,
We never have
who
YouTube.
knows?
Oh no, it says stop streaming. Hey you guys, I'm pretty sure we're live right now with Vanishing Gates. This is our 1 year anniversary.
Wait, who are you?
I am your guys' co-host from time to time.
Oh, it's a good thing the co-host launched the show today.
Named Paco.
Yeah, cool.
And you know, I'm Paco, and this is actually your regular host. What is your name, sir?
Oh, I don't know. I seem to have forgotten my name.
Wait.
Did I lose it amongst the clutter of life?
I think so.
Anyway, guys, hi, I'm Jay. Welcome to Vanishing Gates. Been your host in this 1 year tour of ridiculousness and strangeness and the high strange and the cool things.
You feeling comfortable there,
And
Bob?
next to me right
am.
now is
Thank you.
your co-host on this adventure into the awesome, Emily.
Oh,
Hi, guys.
Hi, Emily.
No one cares about these guys
No one cares at all.
at all.
At all.
Not even a little.
Someone
No.
said hi to you once.
No, really, guys. So thank you so much for watching for a year. For some reason, you
have-
spent a year of
we have
your life.
So many
watching the
amazing
show.
people
We
on the
love
show
you.
today.
Wait, a year?
One year today.
Wow, that.
Isn't that crazy?
Look how that bird.
Yeah, that's like not a 1
a
year cigar
crocodile.
right there.
All right, so guys, on the line, so we have Emily here from Mystic Coast Tarot again.
We do.
Yeah, so glad to be back. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for being
You
here.
guys, she'll read your tarot and stuff in chat as you would like it. We'll talk about the unexplained, the supernatural, the weird, the strange,
The
etc.
Freudian?
Fordian probably.
No.
Not the Freudian. Anyway, but also on the line for the first part of the show, we have our friend Sheila Renee Parker.
Yay, Sheila!
Empath, artist, author.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so
Hey,
much
Sheila, how
for
are
being
ya?
here, Sheila.
I'm good, guys. Thank you. And again, happy anniversary. 1 year. That's fantastic.
Well, thank you for being back on. You were one of our first guests on the show.
It's been a long year.
Honored, truly. I'm good. How are you guys?
Great. So we talked about your book, The Spirit Within, the last time you were on. And are you still working on the sequel or another book?
I am. Actually, I am working on the sequel, and it is a slow process in the making. I took a little bit of a hiatus because I've been working more so on my website, and if anybody wants to, check it out, I'd love to have them check it out. It's SheilaRParker.wordpress.com, and it's where I talk openly about the paranormal, people with, gifts of being an empath and other things like that. So I've been focusing a lot on that, and I've been venturing out. I was a part of a Paracon, the Gulf Coast Paracon back in September. That was a really fun turnout, and we were at the Biloxi, Mississippi, at the Beauvoir, which is the last home and residence of Jefferson Davis. It was a beautiful location where at the end of the event, before everybody ventured home the next day, everybody on Saturday night, we did a paranormal investigation. And the whole event was sponsored by SPAR's paranormal team. It was a great event. And then in November, I went to the Palmer House Hotel in Fox Center, Minnesota, and it was a great event up there as well. So that was a haunted location, if anybody's familiar with that. My friend has a film that's coming out, and I went up there to help, show some support on that. So I've been pretty busy lately, venturing out with the paranormal, going out with some paranormal investigations, and I've been having a lot of fun.
That is absolutely amazing, Sheila. I am so happy that you're out there doing your thing, and and helping out everybody else that's out there that thinks that that this is a little bit too hard to come to and be able to speak about, and they feel uncomfortable about doing, and you're just out there making things happen for yourself and everybody else.
She's definitely opening doors.
And she really is. Hey Sheila, if anything, I would ask you to go ahead and log into our video and share that website that you were talking about on your next book, and share it in the comment
We
page
share
for
that too.
everybody else.
We're sure all
And
that.
we will share it also.
Okay, I'll have it right here. Go ahead.
We will share it also, but just so you know, it's out there and everything else. And then also, while we're at it, everybody else that's following the show, please like, share, and follow. and be able to get not only Sheila but ourselves out there as well.
You're a very good man, Paco. Thank you.
I like to think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're a beautiful man, Paco.
Thank you so much. That brought tears to my eyes. Everybody, tears,
Hello, little chat.
tears.
I guess I'll jump in real quick and say everybody like, share, follow.
I just
and
said that.
share
Why?
to Facebook.
Why are we still doing this?
Ignore Paco. I'm better.
Oh God.
That's my job. Why are you
Let's
taking
talk
my
about
job? Don't
Sheila
do
Renee
that.
Parker
You're gonna take away that from me.
on the phone,
Yeah,
on the screen.
that's right.
Let's talk about our guest here.
She's right there.
She's rad.
You guys are too much fun.
She's one of the raddest people I've ever talked to. So Sheila, what's up with the next with the next book? I know you've been doing your art stuff, guys. If you want to get some really cool art, especially when it comes to a supernatural connection, check out Sheila's Twitter. It's awesome, and she's an artist, and it's so good,
Oh, definitely
Absolutely.
check it
so
out.
good.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. So what's the next step in your book? The Spirit Within. You're talking about the sequel.
Book, The Spirit Within. The sequel, of course, the name is not released as of yet, but it's really, really good. I think I'm putting so much more heart and soul into this next book, because The Spirit Within was my first novel published, and so, that was kind of like getting my toes into the water, but with this next book, I'm getting more into it, and, pouring out more, blood, sweat, and tears, and I'm having a lot of fun bringing a lot more paranormal, supernatural abilities into this next book. The Spirit Within didn't have a whole lot in there. It was more or less like just a test of waters per se. But
Yeah.
this next book, it's a lot more romance, a lot more steamy twist with paranormal. I mean, it's really getting in there. So I think the readers will be definitely pleased, because it's going more into Cassie, which is the main character from the first book. It's going more into her personal life. It brings back the characters from the first book. Why were they there? Who were they? And it just goes more in depth and detail. So I'm really excited with the way things are turning out.
That's awesome, because I read the book. I don't do paranormal romance very often, but
Right.
I do. I love that things come to a point with the bad guy. I love when the bad guy gets shut off quick and fast,
Yep.
and that's what you did, and I love that.
Thank you.
So I'm
Well, there's something about that bad guy. Without giving out too much, he comes back.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
yeah, you gotta read the next book.
I'm wrapped now. I can't anymore. You've ruined my life. What are you doing to me? I thought we were friends. No, that's
We are
awesome.
friends, I promise you, you're gonna love
No, I know.
what happens. I just can't tell out too much. You're gonna be
Oh.
happy, I promise.
I know. I believe
The
you.
friendship is still there. It's still good.
So,
No, you're
I do
so
have a
awesome.
question with this new book. How much of your personal experience and your own mentality is into this next novel that you're coming out?
That's actually a good question, Seth.
I know.
That's an
thank
excellent
you.
question.
Appreciate that.
Well, as any writer can say when they're writing about, a book or anything, of course, we do put our own hearts into it. And therefore saying it is a child of ours, per se.
Right.
And there is some, I can speak on behalf of my own personal abilities of being an empath, because, it's easy for me to put that into a book, because I am speaking from my own personal experiences, because everybody has abilities, we are all different, so, I think it makes it even more personal. Therefore, with, other people can relate with it as well that have abilities, and hopefully it can actually help them to, just unleash their own ability, if you will, because my book is a sense of empowerment as well, because she is coming out with her, her own life, her own story and everything.
Yeah.
So, I think it's going to be, it's definitely going to be an eye-opener with this next book. And again, I wish I could just tell you all about it, but I can't, because I'm ready to pop with it.
No,
I'm so excited about
I
it.
know.
It's totally okay. Totally okay. You're more than welcome to send us a copy of your unedited version, and and we will read it from front to back.
Good old
No,
Paco.
I think that's absolutely amazing. Because it's like you're putting yourself into it, but at the same time, like you're leaving it open to where other people can connect with the way that you feel, or even connect with the way that they feel, but still have a relationship to how you feel about your own feelings within the book.
Well, that's the thing. She writes her
And-
characters on terms that she knows.
Right.
Now, Sheila, what I want to do is introduce you to Emily here directly.
Again.
Directly, though, in a more intimate way. Emily has her tarot cards. She is very skilled in her. You know, you're an empath,
thank you.
and she is quite in tune.
That she is.
Thank you.
That she is.
So, well, hi Sheila.
So I was wondering if you would be willing to have Emily do your tarot for you.
As long as it's all good stories, right?
Could she like be a princess or something in her past life?
I just feel like
I'm gonna win $1 million right now. No, I'm just kidding.
I just feel like having two of the most intuitive people I've had on the show that I can relate to here with that. Doing something like this at the same time would be a really good 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So
That
I
would be
mean,
fun.
Sheila, if you're cool with it, all right. I am
Absolutely.
going to turn the camera on for the cards
Perfect.
as soon as I can find the source I put it in.
We should probably ask how the sound quality is for the chat real quick.
I think they can hear it.
You know, and in a joking matter, if it says that you have to wed a paranormal talk show co-host named Paco, I mean, I'm not gonna be offended.
She's already married. Just
Oh my goodness!
Oh, Sheila.
I know she's one of the most beautiful people in
nice
the world.
pickup
She
line,
calmed
though.
I
herself
know,
down.
you know.
You had
I
to
mean,
go for it, though.
I had to go
Like, you
for
guys
it. I
can't
had
just
to go for
go
it.
for
He's
this.
playing himself right there automatically.
Yeah,
Right?
you know, I mean,
And this guy is supposed
what
to
are
be
you
good at
gonna do?
poker.
What are you gonna do?
You showed your hand, man. You're supposed to be subtle about it.
You know, I mean, put it all out there. You know.
All right, so guys, up in the corner on the left side, we'll see Emily's cards play out.
You know, the giant
For
screen
Sheila.
that shows it. If you can't see it, we can't. I don't know what you can do for you.
I'm pretty sure you can figure it out yourselves.
So hi Sheila.
Hi, Emily.
So, the way that I read tarot, and I do this even if we were face to face, is I choose the cards for you. Normally, I would hold your hand and get some of the energy and transfer that on to the cards, and also that energetic connection really helps when I'm reading. But since we're not able to do that today, I'm going to just ask that wherever you're at, that you make some space for yourself and in your mind, what parts of your life you want the cards to focus on. I'm gonna pull as many cards as my intuition guides me to pull, and then we'll start reading. And I assume you either read or you've probably had your cards read before, so you understand how it all works.
I personally actually have my own deck.
Yes, wonderful. I love
Yeah,
reading
I
for
read
other
them, yeah, I
readers.
read them as well.
Okay,
Like
this
I
will be
said,
fun.
you guys are dope together.
This is gonna be.
This is
gonna
my
be
favorite.
amazing.
This is the best anniversary show I could have planned.
This
ever.
couldn't be any better unless you were giving me a reading too. That would be really cool.
Right.
Okay, so
You don't need your cloth or anything, do you?
no.
No.
I mean,
I cleaned the table.
I enjoy having it, but the table does seem really clean. So
Yeah,
It is.
I put vinyl down and
No, it's
stuff.
good. It's good. I was just making sure.
All right.
okay, so just clear your mind.
So guys
Focus.
in sorry, I mean to interrupt, but guys in chat, we can't type back to you because I might have spilt a lot of beer on the keyboard last night when we were doing our show.
I'm pretty sure it's water.
No, that was beer.
Totally
dilly
beer.
dilly.
Dilly.
So
I love
ask
dilly
questions in
dilly.
chat. We will do a reading for you guys later if Emily's still down for that after this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, so here we
Sweet.
go. So now go ahead and make some space in your mind. Just kind of think of some things that are going on in your life that you want the cards to focus in on.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna start drawing.
Okay.
Okay. So I've pulled 5 cards. I'm using the Book of Azathoth deck, the H.P. Lovecraft deck, which is a newer deck for me, but I've been playing with it now for the last couple of months, and I've really kind of fallen in love with it. So,
are you before you get started, are you able to tell us a little bit difference between the deck that you used previously on the show versus this deck here?
Absolutely. So for me, decks begin to hold energy or power after I've started using them. Usually I can pick up a deck and know whether or not I'm going to be able to read it or not.
Right.
The other deck was a Morgan Greer deck. I fell in love with the imagery and the brightness of the colors. And I use that primarily when I work out at festivals. I usually use that deck because the images are more in line with the traditional Rider-Waite deck,
Right.
which is what people are more familiar with. And so it makes reading for them more enjoyable because they can also look at the card and kind of get their own images and stories out of it.
Right.
This deck has more of a darker spin to it. It's based off of the H.P. Lovecraft characters. And so if we know H.P. Lovecraft, who's an amazing little horror writer back in the day. And the energy on these cards is a little bit more cut and dry, a little bit more, for me, blunt, black and white.
Right.
And I'm using this deck now just because it seems to be vibing with me.
Right.
And I have no other explanation for that except for that it's
energy's
working.
energy. The way the deck looks itself is more cut and dry, and
it is.
You know,
there's a lot more
very just there.
Yeah, there's a lot more detail to it, which then for me simplifies things. I don't feel like I have to explain as much because everything is so clearly there in this deck.
Perfect.
So I know I'm a little bit backwards probably on the screen, but as I go around, I can always hold the card up. So what we have, Sheila, is 5 cards. We have the Queen of Wands, the 8 of Cups, the Prince of Swords, the 2 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. So for me, when I'm looking at this as a whole picture, right off the bat, I can see that there's a slight imbalance in this particular reading. I'm seeing a higher representation of energy here with the wands. And then there's, but then we have all suits represented. We also do have a cups, a swords, and a pentacles. So let me just take a look here and see what the story is, and I'll start to tell you what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing a couple of things here. I'm seeing a turning away, a leaving something, but I'm also seeing kind of an end here for these particular pictures. I see a definite leaving something behind. I also see some energy moving towards something. So it looks like it's almost like a very kind of like a story here. We have a leaving and then a rushing towards something else, and then a leaving of that with then some financial stability. So the Queen of Wands for myself, when I'm looking at this picture, the Queen of Wands, she's the queen bitch of energy, right? She has her energy on she has her energy on lockdown. She has her energy completely under control. She knows how to manipulate it. She knows when to release that energy and when to hold it in. And so perhaps this is a representation of you, just reminding you that right now where you are in your life, you have complete control over the energy that you release and the energy that you hold in. And as an empath, you know that it is very important to also keep yourself protected. And so this is just a reminder of keeping yourself protected, making sure that you are not allowing too much energy to come in and keep you and not toxify, but to muddy the waters.
That's the word I like to use. I use muddle.
Do you? Yeah. Okay. So, a reminder of doing that. Now, with the Eight of Cups, in this particular deck, we see one of the H.P. Lovecraft monsters walking away from 8 cups that are overflowing with like weird tentacles. So to me, that's if you are getting ready to leave something or end a chapter in your life emotionally, do so without regret. Be kind to yourself. Know that if you're having to let anything go, that's where you are. And there needs to be no questioning or regret or remorse, or just be really good to yourself, be kind to yourself, and know that everything you do, there is no good and bad. There's just pain and pleasure, right? Like the Jane's Addiction song. So when you start to feel that angst or that pain or that overwhelm, let it be. Just let it come and feel that energy, feel those emotions, let them go, and be kind to yourself. And so now I also see you moving quite fast towards something. You know, the Prince of Swords, he's riding this really crazy horse in the sky, and he's got wings, so he's moving very fast towards something, almost full steam with his sword raised in the sky. So for myself, if I was reading this for me, I would take that as, you know, also be mindful. Sometimes when we move too quickly, we miss things. And so just keep your eyes open. You may be in a rush to finish this book perhaps, but also make sure that you give yourself time and space. Don't rush yourself. It'll all happen when it's going to happen. With the Two of Wands in this particular deck, and I've seen this also in a lot of Rider-Waite decks, the back is facing the card. He's holding the world in his hand, and he's looking out over this expansive plane. And so this kind of is a representation to me of a decision, needing to choose to do one thing or the other. Of course, the world is in your hands in a sense. So all choices lead to the same ending. So regardless of what little choices you make here and there in your life, know that nothing is going to pull you totally out of your path, that you are safe and protected, that this is your training, your playing ground, your bigger life boot camp. And so allow yourself opportunity to make mistakes. Don't try to be too much of a perfectionist. Allow yourself to be creative and to try new things. And then I also see financial stability. I see that whatever choices you make, whatever path you take, it's going to lead you to financial stability. So if that's...
So I am going to get that $1 million tonight then.
Yeah. See,
Powerball. Yeah.
So you don't need to worry about that.
Good.
And then that's it.
Good. Well, actually, not to divulge anything or anything personally, but you nailed everything on the pinpoint. I mean, seriously. And you were going to, you said the word perfectionist. Honestly, that is a weakness of mine. I try to do everything perfectly.
Yeah.
That's always been a huge fault of mine. And so it's something that's hard to break away from when you're so used to doing everything a certain way, to break away from it and let things go like that. You're fantastic. Thank you so much, Emily.
Oh, thank you, Sheila. Thank you so much. It was an honor.
Without you knowing it, you spoke volumes to me, so you actually helped me.
Oh,
Thank you very
good.
much.
I'm so glad.
I would give
Thank
you a big
you.
hug right now if I could.
I knew that you two would be a good match. In the end, all be all things, huh?
Emily does it
Thank
again.
you. It was an honor reading for you.
It was
It's
awesome.
an awesome one, and thank you so much. And you actually helped put things in perspective for me, so I really appreciate that.
Wonderful.
She is legit.
Yeah, no, she really is.
Also,
She's amazing. I love her already, and I have not even met her face to face.
well,
I owe her coffee or whatever.
Oh, I would
We have-
love that. I'll come to...
financial stability of $1 million. I can buy you something.
Oh,
I'm gonna
wonderful.
introduce you guys one day for sure.
Hey, don't forget about the little people, Sheila.
You guys are coming along. Remember that show? I'm going to need all these hosts and stuff. So yeah, we've got this.
We got this.
No, I knew that you guys would. I knew something good coming to us. So, Sheila, like, I've been looking forward to the next book, but also you being able to like produce more books,
Yes.
and I think you got this.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I
You're an
appreciate
artist.
that. And, well, you know, it's enjoyable for me. You know, it's what I do. I put my heart into, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. And, you know, I feel like I am on a good path in my life with everything, and everything is unfolding, and everything is looking good. You know, I always preach, you know, positive vibes only, and I do believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Do
You
you
know-
mind if I ask her a question?
Yeah, go for it.
So I was wondering, Sheila, for you, what is it like having empathic abilities, and where do you what are some of the challenges that you face in being an empath, and how do you keep yourself protected from absorbing too much of the energy around you?
Oh, those are great questions. You know, being an empath, you know, all my life I've always known that I was something different. You know, when I was younger, feeling everybody else's, you know, energies and everything, I did feel muddled. It was crazy because I felt all of their energies and I felt that they were my own. So growing up with this ability was very difficult. And then, you know, roughly about 12 years ago, I finally found the term for what it was, and that's when I started doing my own research. And, you know, it made a lot of sense to me. But I learned through meditation. Meditation helps a lot with channeling, you know, protecting and everything. And I also work. You were talking about working with higher energy and stuff like that. I actually work with the angelic realm. I speak to angels and everything. And so I have my spirit guides are always with me. And when I've done public speaking events before, and people have told me that they have seen white flashes of light around me, and that's very comforting to me because I can feel the angelic realm. They're present. I can always hear them, and it's crazy because even though that makes me sound crazy, I know it's very comforting to me.
Not at all.
You don't sound crazy.
I mean, that's kind of like towards like the aura aspect of everything, you know, to where like you see like the white lines, the white lights surrounding somebody, you know, like I've heard of like different colors surrounding a person, which each color means a certain thing, you know. And like a white light, I mean, that's really, I mean, that's actually a really cool thing, you know, because like you're bringing knowledge, you're putting yourself out there, like you're in like a like an innocent factor of everything else, like you are just like the perfect in between at that point, you know.
And
that's what I've gotten out
I think
of
you're
it.
aside from that though, there, Paco.
Well,
I mean, it makes
that's
sense.
that's what I've gotten out of
I don't know.
out of the what I've been a part of. You know, I never really indulged myself into everything, you know, but I've learned, you know, like the basics.
You know, you've opened up a lot in the last year, dude.
I really
You've been
have.
more like
I really have. I mean,
That's
even
cool.
with the cards that Emily put out, you know, like I'm not a tarot card reader, but at the same time, like I even got, I myself even got like certain like thoughts and visions of like what those cards meant for you also, you know, like I'm nowhere near all that, but like I had a certain feeling about certain cards, you
Gary
know?
had a question.
Oh, Gary and Chad.
Trying to figure out who,
Is it Bowman?
that's Gary.
Gary, you should have
Gary
been here
Bowman.
already, bro.
So, oh god.
Who are we asking?
Oh,
I think he wants to know from Sheila whether or not. I think this is a question for Sheila in chat.
Oh, okay.
So for Sheila.
Is
Yeah.
do you think everyone is a little empathic?
I believe everyone has the ability of some sort. You know, we're all different, but I honestly do believe that we can tap into our own special abilities. Whether or not that everyone is empathic, I'm not going to say 100%. I've met some people that I have seriously questioned on whether or not, you know, not to sound horrible, but whether or not they even had a heart, because I've known some pretty crazy people out there, you know. But I do believe that, you know, people do have, I believe that there is good in everybody. Whether or not they choose to embrace it, that's on them. But since I've opened up about being an empath, the amount of empaths that have opened up to me, even privately, I mean, I'm constantly getting messages from people daily about their abilities, and they're not knowing what to do with their ability, because it's scary. But I mean, I cannot tell you the amount of empaths that I've met. It's been very eye-opening for me. It's been really wonderful, because for the longest time I thought I was the only one with this ability, because I didn't know. But then the more and more that I speak openly about it, that's why I always tell people I'm an empath. I put the word empath with so much that I do, so others can feel comfortable to come forward. And there are so many out there. I mean, it's unbelievable in a good way. So yes, I mean they're empaths everywhere.
And Sheila, do you offer any services with your empathic abilities? Do you read auras or anything like that?
Services, actually I don't provide services or offer services, but I do offer an open mind. And anyone I offer, the open door for anyone who wants to just come in and just talk to me privately, or, just like, cause they can always reach me via social media or my website. And I don't actually offer services where people can pay or anything like that. But as far as that goes, I just have an open mind, and I help people on a one-on-one personal level, and just help people out.
It's more like advice and counseling than a service.
That's great.
Are you able to?
My gift is just to help people. I mean, we all help with our own ways of doing things. So, and I'm just I'm a simple person. Just trying to do my job and helping the next person.
To the people that we have out there watching the show, or that are going to be watching the show, would you mind posting inside of our comment page of where they can actually reach
Why
you
are
at?
you doing this? We did this already.
Yeah, definitely.
We just did this.
Because you have to do it at certain points of the show. If she's gonna bring it up, then yeah, like I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna bring it up for everybody else too.
So, real quick, Aaron in chat wanted to let you know that your reading of her last year was very accurate.
Oh,
For
good.
everyone.
Oh, Aaron, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I try to watch chat and answer questions and stuff, since I'm kind of
no,
off
no.
screen, so I'm like,
Sheila,
Staying in
I'm
chat to
so
answer
stoked.
things.
You've stayed on longer than we actually asked you to, which is the best thing ever. Because you're awesome. I knew.
Awesome.
I knew meshing you together would be awesome. Because you guys have the best spirits I've ever come across. It's just the best thing ever.
So I know I've been talking a lot on this show already, and but would you guys mind if I shared the thought process that I came across with Emily's cards and stuff? I mean,
Gosh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
would that be cool?
Yeah,
Would that be
totally.
cool?
Yeah, go for it,
I
sir.
can't. Now, please forgive me because I actually don't remember all the names of the cards. But the one that really spoke out to me was was it the Swords of War or
The Page of Swords.
Page of
Or
Swords?
Page of Swords.
It was like the second or third to last card.
Yeah.
Whatever what I got was whatever you may be going through or wanting to put yourself through is gonna be you're gonna have what I got was you're gonna have a lot of hoops to jump through. Pretty much you're gonna have to work at what it is that you want, and you're gonna end up feeling like it's gonna be overwhelming. It's gonna be to where you can't see the end in sight, but it's there. You just have to figure out your way around it, and once you do, that's where that last card came into, where that was the reward, that was you had to fight tooth and nail for exactly what it was that you want, and then in the end, it was going to be more than what you expected.
Yeah.
And that's what I got from that was all that I had from the ending of what you had put out, and that's what I really felt on my heart. And thank you for letting me share that, you guys.
That was good, dude.
That's really awesome because, like I said, this book has been the sequel has been a long process for me.
Right.
And it's been a bit of a struggle to get to the next chapter and doing things because of other things that have been going on. But so I'm looking at the reading as a positive sign that when I am finished with the book, the sequel, everything is just going to go even way over beyond what I was expecting, so in a positive way, so I think that's an excellent reading.
I think
that's what I'm taking from it. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think
Holy crap, Paco.
the people that you reached out to already, this is kind of how I feel with your second book that you're coming out with. You've already reached people with your first book. And everybody that's read it or has been a part of it or has has been some sort of affiliation to your book, they've already been impacted, by it, and they're ready for what you have coming up next. And not only that, you're gonna, I really think that you're gonna hit another section of people that are gonna be I can't believe this is there. Like there was a movie that just came out, and it was like the third movie of like the trilogy of the movie, and I was like, what happened to like 1 and 2? You know, and it's like, and like I went back to 1 and 2. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. You know, now I'm watching 3, and I think that's what you're like your sequel is gonna hit people like that. It's gonna be like, I've read this book, but I know this isn't the beginning. What happened in the beginning? And they're gonna go back, and you're just getting your viewers and your followers and the people that read what you have to say.
Writing spoilers
is just. I think it's gonna be. I think you're gonna hit a whole new market with this, and just keep on fighting the good fight. That's how I feel.
What's the name of your
Well,
first
I love
book?
that because I mean, it does make a lot of sense for me. So I think, you know, that you guys are great. You're giving me goosebumps right now thinking about it. So I'm excited. It gives me even more fuel to do it. You know, I'm just excited.
All right, this is like the craziest 1-year anniversary show ever.
Oh yeah, it is.
I never expected so much to go on.
I didn't expect to actually have that sense of feeling either.
Sheila, we love you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you for
Emma.
on the show. We're gonna go and we're gonna I hate to hang up. But we are gonna go into chat and have Emily
stay
read
on the
some tarot
phone.
for people. Well, yeah,
If she has something to say, she can just stay on. It's totally up to her.
I know you got stuff to do if you want to hang out.
Go ahead.
If you want to hang out while Emily does tarot readings, you're totally welcome.
Oh, awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely.
You guys are awesome. I love the show. And, you know, again, happy anniversary, man. 1 year, that is fantastic.
Dude, thank you
so much.
So much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
All right, so
Thank you, Emily. That was a great reading. Again, if I could, I would give you the biggest hug ever. So thank you so much.
Spirit hug.
hell yeah.
Thank you so much, Sheila. I think you're amazing, and I'm going to read your book. Jay said he would loan it to me.
I'm gonna loan it to her. Now, at the same time, Sheila, I'm gonna send it to you. Have it autographed afterwards, because I haven't done that yet. Because I
think we should
slow
all get
and lazy
autographs.
and dumb.
I think you should fly over here and autograph my forehead, Sheila. Honestly, like I think that would be the proper thing to do right now, the most professional thing to do.
Alright, so guys in chat,
Hey, if you
Folks in
continue
chat.
to watch the show, Sheila, while Emily does tarot card readings, and you have something to bounce off of her, I mean, it'd be really cool to see in chat.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much, guys. I'll have to get my laptop for that, and that would definitely be fantastic. Yeah.
all right. Hey, Sheila, thank you so much. We'll be still going on, so you can join us in chat and whatnot, because
Yeah, it does.
you know life is strange. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, guys. Much love and light to you guys. Hugs.
Love and
Thank
light.
you,
know,
Sheila.
love
Love
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
All right.
So in chat, we have a question.
What?
What is it?
Aaron is wondering what was the strangest and most accurate thing ever happened during a reading. To ever happen to you.
There was a couple of pretty trippy experiences I had this last festival season. Let me think of. Okay, so as some of you know, before I do a reading, I'll hold on to people's hands and get their energy, and transfer that energy onto the cards for the reading. But a lot of times I'll see things. I'll see like a movie kind of thing, visual, like a video playing in my mind, or I'll see pictures. And this one particular woman, I held onto her hand and I saw like the face of a witch, like an old vintage witch. And so I looked at her and I said, do you have a protective spell on you? And she looked at me and she said yes. She said she had a friend that was a practicing witch and had put a protection spell on her so that people couldn't harm her. And I said, well, I can't get any energy off of you because this woman's face kind of like popped up almost like a stop sign, stopping me from getting energy from her. One time I did it and it was a video, and I saw inside this woman's home. things I shouldn't have ever been able to see. I could tell her, you know, what was on her dresser, the pictures that were hanging up in her house. That was pretty trippy. One lady, I saw the word Vegas pop up in my mind, and she told me she was contemplating going to Vegas next week, but now was going to go because this, you know, it was really weird, and it didn't have anything to do with the cards yet. It was still just this energy transference, kind of like a psychic thing that was very new to me. I wasn't trying to hone my psychic skills. It just kind of happened.
Who was there?
It was just there.
Connection.
But a lot of my card readings are pretty accurate. It's the ones that I know that are going to be really, really good are the ones where I don't have to think too hard, where I look at the cards and I just know, and I don't know why I know. And sometimes the cards, I'm not even reading what the normal variation of the card is. I'm just spitting out all of this information. And that happens maybe twice out of every 10 readings, where I really feel like it's just coming through me and I don't know what it is. I did a reading the other day, and someone's relative was actually speaking through the cards to this woman, and were telling her that she could let go of this regret and pain that she had been holding on to about this person's death. It was really trippy. So yeah, there's been...
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I've actually, when I first started into like the auras and then also crystals, I had kind of dabbled like the beginning stages of all that, and I also had a relative come through, the person that I was experiencing this with. Like, she wasn't teaching me or anything. She was just kind of like, you know, going through the motions, kind of like you do, you know. And I find it absolutely amazing how open you guys leave, like, not only your bodies but your soul, your mindset, your heart, to everything that has to do with somebody else. You know, I mean, it's like, I don't think you guys would have such a good reading if you weren't able to do that. You know, like you have to like literally be like, I know who I am mentally, physically, wholeheartedly, and then like totally just separate that from what it is that you're doing here.
Yes, it is all about the other person.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I had a family member speak to me through crystals, and that was like a really trippy thing. Like, it was just like nothing but like the sway of the crystal, like it was like held down by chains and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it was like it was a question and answer thing, but it was answered the way that the crystal sway. Mm-hmm. And it was really trippy, and I never thought it actually dated back to, I think it was like my if I remember correctly, it was my great uncle that was actually speaking. I never even met the guy. You know, like, he was so far down like the family tree, you know, like I don't even think I was around when he was around, you know, by the time he passed, but he was the one that coming forth and like speaking to me, you know, and like, and it was, and how I knew was that the name of who he was got brought up, you know, like I knew his name. And it was like, have you ever had a family member pass away of this name? You know, and it was, and that's what his name was. And ever since then, it was like every question, it was just the sway of pendulum with the answer, and it was really, really crazy.
Wow.
To have family members come through and talk that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes. It is.
Back in Egypt, one of the forms of divination that they used was they'd carry around a statue of a god or a goddess. Mm-hmm. They would parade it through the towns, and people would line up, ask the statue a question, and then if the statue, you know, nodded yes or no, or if they gave it a, you know, should I do this or that, wherever the statue moved would help them decide what decision to make, or if they should do or not do something. Right. And it's very similar to pendulum
Absolutely.
usage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a very old divination tool.
You know, it's so weird because like this evening, out of all the evenings, like I don't know if it's like the most relaxing part of like my entire day today. I had such a relaxing day, and yeah, I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of alcohol involved, but you know, at the same time, like I actually like I'm here and I feel so just. I don't know if it's your presence today or what, but like I feel just open. Like I don't feel I'm here. I'm here, but I'm not. Like I'm just like I am so just like open to anything and everything that's around us right now, and I think that's why I had like that stronghold on Sheila's reading and stuff.
Yeah, I want you to read my cards.
Hey, you know, I mean, I don't. I'm a little nervous about that. But I mean, if that's what you want, I mean, I'd be willing to. I'd be willing to give it a shot. Why not? You know, I mean. I know who I am. I know what I believe in, and I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. You know, and I mean, I'm open to just being me. You know, and receiving things. So I mean, if you really want me to, I mean, maybe I will.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be fun.
Maybe we'll do it off air.
I very rarely get people to read cards for me.
Yeah.
So that would be fun. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it off air after the show ends.
Okay, perfect.
But you'll most definitely have to do mine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's been way too long.
I would love to.
I had to ask, are we doing live readings?
Yeah, we are. Did you want one?
Well, no, because I'm about to go to a bunch of the places that's on social media and just post on every freaking social media site I can.
Nice.
All right.
Hey, Aaron.
Go for it.
Aaron in chat, you know, just so you know, it's really good to see you back. Thanks for tuning in finally. You've been gone for far too long, and I missed you.
Aww.
Thanks for coming on back.
She's busy with school, dude.
Well, you know, I mean, you have to get your priorities straight. Vanishing Gates and then school. My goodness. Come on. Come on. What's wrong with you?
This is not why I started this business.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, one of the best things I did do is start this show. I say that because I've met some awesome people. We're a year into the show now with our anniversary.
Yeah,
Happy anniversary, you guys. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
We're so glad you're doing this. It's such a great thing for Humble.
So, like, it should be for everybody. I'm just.
Did you guys read Aaron's comment?
What?
No, we didn't.
I can't read from there.
It says, wow, that's crazy. It was so weird because I kept thinking about you randomly all week for some reason.
You, Emily.
Then, all of a sudden, I tuned into the show for the first time in weeks.
She hasn't been here because she
I
had a job schedule.
I had a significant schedule change, so I haven't been here, and you're here.
So
I think it's significant
reading.
that I was thinking about you randomly for, like, no reason this week.
Wow.
Aaron, there was a complete reason why you were thinking about her.
We're
I'm
connected,
sorry,
And that's because
chat.
she's gonna do a live reading for you right now. Not to put her on the spot.
Do you want one, Aaron?
I think she does.
There's a big disconnect
I'm
between
feeling
live
it.
and whatnot. What we're doing.
I'm feeling like she wants one.
Aaron.
She's commented on it multiple times.
What time was that? She posted that. Doesn't show.
Let's just double check.
Here we're here.
I don't know.
She's 30 seconds behind. Let me check.
Hit up Bridget and tell her, like, hey, we're down.
Where is Bridget? Where's the
Florida?
MD? Where is the MD of Vanishing Gates?
The medical doctor of Vanishing Gates.
Yes, we have our own
sleeping.
MD, you guys. It's absolutely amazing. She's all the way over there in Florida with all the alligators, but that's okay. She can give us, online Google advice.
Talking about Northern Australia?
Sure. I'm pretty sure it's not where she's from. But if you ever
Florida?
move there, let me know. I'll move there with you. Australia. I'm actually gonna retire in Australia, hopefully. That's my end of life goals there. The last thing.
All right, well, all right, guys, if you want a tarot card reading, right now.
I would say Keith is right up next. She was asking for one right after.
Keith wants a reading.
Yes.
Keith wants one.
So, yeah, our
Keith
chat's
in
not
chat.
scrolling. So.
There you go.
Oh
Okay.
man, it'd be nice.
Yeah, I
if it
can't.
was.
It's just all messed up.
Should I read for Aaron first then?
Let's do Keith first. I
Keith
think.
first? Okay.
Anyway.
Hi, Keith. I think Keith, I did I read for Keith last
Mm-hmm,
time?
mm-hmm.
Was it towards the end, or was she the one that I had to not do or something?
I think wasn't
I don't
Keith
remember.
through a third party? Keith was
Yeah.
through third party, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure
Right.
Keith
You
was
remember
through.
that? I don't
I think
remember that.
Keith was through
All right.
M, and it was a third party reading.
Okay, Keith, this one's for you.
Here, Keith.
If I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong.
So, Keith, I know there's a delay on this, but time outside of this is we're on the same. Just this is what's delayed. So wherever you are, just clear your mind. Think of what you want the cards to focus in on, what area of your life, and I'm going to think about you and your name, and then I'm going to pull some cards for you, Keith.
Good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're reading my cards later. Okay, Keith. So we have 3 cards here. We have the 6 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, and the 5 of Wands. So money and energy. No, money, energy, and thinking, the intellect. So all suits are represented for 3. Give me just a second here. So this is interesting. All 3 cards, even though they're not Pentacle cards, I'm getting a sense that they're all pointing towards the same issue. I'm seeing that you're going to, or you have come across some money. This is particular. This card is labeled success, but it's, if you look at the card, it's a man holding a balance, and he's giving money to people that are in need. So charity, giving, but in order to do that, you have to have something to give. And in this particular card, it's a representation of not just having enough to give, but having more than you need and being able to give that to others. But I see that someone is going to try and take that from you. And there's going to be kind of a not a falling out, but there's going to be an exposure of that, and then maybe some conflict that's going to arise from that. So I would say, if I were you, I would evaluate the people that are in your life right now, and those that you feel like may not have your best interest at heart. Avoid those people as much as possible for the next 2 months. my psychic energy is about 2 months out. I haven't been able to foresee anything more than that or farther out than that. That's not to say that this isn't that time, but and this isn't necessarily a negative reading, but more of just a kind of a heads up. I mean, we all have ups and downs in our life. Great things happen, not so good things happen. It's just the way it is. Not everything's going to be great. But how you handle those times of challenge are going to be what shows your character. So if you can handle anything that comes into your life with grace and class, you're going to step out of that situation feeling a lot better about yourself, which is what's important. So, yeah. Sorry, Keith.
You had said
You'll be all right, girl. You'll be all right.
You will. You of
Be
course will be
strong.
okay.
You had said
Be
that there
strong.
was like some sort of like strength and knowledge within the cards and everything of like, you know, like with I'm totally feeling. I am just like, I don't know, like I'm just kind of going with everything tonight. I'm just like in a sort of flow this evening, but like I was totally like feeling what you were saying, but with like the intelligent part, you know, of like knowing of what's going on was like that was part of like this is that sort of thing is going to happen, whether it's success, money, or just like a straight flow of comfortability. You know, to where like if something's gonna come into your way, to where whether it be somebody or a situation, to where it's gonna be like I really have to think about how this is gonna impact me. This is the intelligent part, to where like you have to know, like, is this something indulging myself and getting myself wrapped up into that's gonna either benefit me or break me with what I have at hand at this point in time. You know, to where like you're really making a toss up, like if it's somebody coming into your life and using you, or wanting to be a part of your success, you know, that you have to make the conscious choice of like, hey, is this gonna better me, or if this is gonna, you know, if it's gonna break me, you know. And that's where I kind of feel like the intelligent part comes in to what you were saying there. You know?
That's a great point. Absolutely. I think that we all have an internal knowing.
Yeah.
Whether we listen to that is on us. But there is always a part of you that's kind of directing you and telling you what you should do. You know what you should do.
It's that gut feeling that you
don't
get.
have to ask anyone else for advice.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do.
Yeah, you know when your gut says to do something and you know you're not going to second guess it, you know, it's like when you're taking tests, you know, you second guess the answer on the test, you're going to get it wrong. You know, you go with the gut feeling, it's C. It's always C.
It's always
C.
Always
okay,
C.
just circle C. Just circle C every single time. You know, but like when you get that gut feeling,
taking your SATs,
you get that gut feeling, you know, and it's just like you end up second guessing yourself, because, you know, you're just like, you know, am I right? Am I wrong? You know, and you're just getting in your own mind. Like, be strong with who you are and know what it is that you want and where you want to go.
Are you saying what your tarot cards read again?
Oh no, totally getting my tarot cards read.
I just want to make sure before we. Because I'm doing everything right now with social media. Everybody's posting.
Thanks,
Jack. So I just want to see.
You're the
was
captain.
there anything else going on
loving
there
you.
that needed to be said?
Is there anything else?
Did we combine it all?
I think the last part that I would end for Keith is just letting her know that the Six of Pentacles is really the center of this card. And that even though there might be external forces at play that may put some bumps in your road, really you're the person in control here. You're the one giving. And that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So I mean,
be strong.
Yeah. You're an amazing woman.
Yeah, most definitely.
You go, girl. Be strong.
You go, girl.
Word. Go with your intuition.
All right, Paco. You want your tarot read right now?
Wait, hold on.
What?
Hold on. Aaron first. And then I'll go. I will go.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't see the chat.
It's gonna be tough for you though. I'm putting it out there right now. It's gonna be
Aaron.
No, for myself.
Oh, for you.
Yeah, for myself. Yeah, it's a pretty heartfelt. I'm actually gonna come forward and be like, you know, it's a strong, heartfelt situation. I'm gonna put forward for you.
All right, I'll be ready for it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an honor to a really powerful reading like that.
Absolutely. I don't want you to. I want to make sure your energy is, is ready for that. You know.
Yeah, I will. Okay. I'll get ready for it.
Erin says she is curious about decisions about my career, education, and how they relate to my personal development.
I'm pretty sure that was her question last time. Thanks, Erin.
Career, education, and her personal development. Okay.
Aaron, you're a Murphy. You're gonna do amazing, and you're gonna go places, and you're wonderful. That's what it is.
Now, for those of you watching, when Emily does a reading, she has energy coursing through her fingers, and she actually this is not a funny thing to say. Like, it sounds funny.
It's true,
but
I know, but it does
she
look
does
funny.
look spastic, but she's doing a really good job.
I do. It's embarrassing. I feel like I have to
She's legit.
disclaimer
It's not
it.
embarrassing at all.
No, she's legit. Don't piss on her.
It's good.
Yeah, don't do that ever. That would be horrible.
I meant like.
I would not like that.
She's not into that
Lily
fetish.
says hi.
Never.
Jay, she is not into that fetish.
Gary said that Lily says hi.
Aw, hi,
Oh.
Miha.
Hey, Gary.
Mija.
Glad you're not here. I mean, you should be here, bro.
It's my daughter,
Gary?
Lily.
Oh,
You
Lily.
said Lily said.
Oh, I heard Gary last.
No.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
Paco, what
Paco,
are you
sit
doing?
down.
No.
Paco,
why won't
sit
this?
down.
Why won't this connect?
Cuz, sit down, Paco.
No.
Paco, before you disrupt the entire show, sit down.
Because
Sit down, Paco. Sit down.
yep. Coming all the way down.
Wow. Okay, this is pretty cool, actually. So, Aaron, we have 3 cards here. We have one representing your education, your career, and then how those two impact your personal development. So, we have the Prince of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. The 3 of Pentacles for your career, it talks about hard work. This is something, a skill base that you're going to need to really work at developing. It's not something that just comes, that the perfection of it, the mastery of it comes naturally for anybody. I see this as a skill development that's going to take some time, but you are going to gain that mastery. And for your education, this is a confusing one for me, because it's not necessarily something that I would directly relate to education. It's more of a intuitive card or an emotional card. So I don't know for you if you're at a point in your education where you're feeling something that's so strong that it's overcoming your ability to concentrate on school, or if you have very strong feelings about what you are going to school to do. But it's definitely represented here. There's definitely very strong emotions surrounding your education. It'd be interesting if you were here right now. I would ask you, what are you going to school for? What do you want to go to school for? Maybe it just is just recognizing that you have a lot of passion for what it is that you're learning. I do see, though, that the personal development that's coming out of your education and your career is quite positive. It's the victory card, the 6 of Wands. And that's literally someone coming from battle who's been victorious, and they're parading through town, usually with a wreath. In this deck, it's a severed head, whatever.
Noise.
But it's a victorious card. It's a card of really celebrating all of the hard work that you've put into it, recognition from other people, feeling really good about what you've done, or what and where you're headed in your career. And so I would like, what are you doing? What are you going to school to be? I'm very curious and interested. But I see a lot of positive, beautiful things here. And I love that you've chosen a career path where you have to work at a skill. I think that any skill that you can develop on the external, there's also a lot of healing and growing that happens internally, because it takes discipline, it takes time and patience, and with yourself while you're learning it, and not getting frustrated with yourself when you're not catching on or getting things right the first time. And then it leads to so much respect. When you have to develop a skill and work hard at it, then when you've mastered it, you really feel like you can get appreciation from others, because not just anybody could pick up and do what it is you're doing. So yeah, great job. Cool.
Dude, I love how in touch you get with this stuff. Like
oh, thank you.
A lot of people get like, yeah, I can't really get that, or you get like a brush over thing.
Yeah.
You're in depth. You're in touch with that.
I think
that's my favorite.
Not to make light of anything that Emily said, because I feel like she was on the point, but like I told you before she even drew the cards, Aaron, you're going places, you're doing good, keep on the right track.
Aaron just said, I'm at a crossroads. I've been accepted to one program, eligible for a couple others in different fields.
What do you have the passion for?
Yeah, it's follow your heart.
Well, it continues. My employer wants me to do something I wasn't thinking about before. I would potentially get a scholarship.
Listen, Aaron, what I would say is,
it's hard.
Hey,
that's hard.
Here's what I would say myself.
Emily.
Whatever makes you the most money.
If you are in a position where you could make grounds and something good, aside from going to school and spending extra money, do what you're doing now. You'll do it well always. If you are focused on something and you like what you do now, you're gonna do better there, because that's where you're at. Maybe that's the question.
It's one of those things where like you can't really think really can't think of like money as an object at this point. Like you're
hell yeah, you can. Hold on, yeah, no, money's a thing.
Going through,
we love money.
Going through what you're going through right now, and at the beginning stages or even the middle stages of your life, to be able to define the person that you are and define the things that you want in life. Don't get me wrong, money makes the world go round. Money is good to have, but you yourself are going to be miserable with lots of money but not doing the things that you enjoy.
I don't know, man.
If you end up following your heart and making just a little bit less, you're going to be much happier, because you're doing the things that you want to do. Every day is not going to be I got to go to work. Every day is going to be I get up and I go do something I enjoy. Whether I make that money to be able to buy that house or whatever, like that $1 million house, like you're going to be comfortable with who you are and your living style, because you're going for your own passion. You're chasing after your own heart.
Man,
you're chasing after you.
I'm going to say something a little different. It's not about money. It's about feeling good. Like, it's it in the end, right? What do we search after? We search after feeling good about ourselves and qualifying ourselves in this life for some reason. We're trying to quantify our existence.
Yeah, I mean,
some people quantify with money. Some quantify with interpersonal relationships.
Right.
Yes. Some try to get a degree in something. You can spend like $45,000 or something, or $450,000 to be a doctor and never pay off your student loans. Well, you're a doctor, you should have money. Guess what? You don't, because you're paying that off for the rest of your damn life.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I was actually going to say something very similar to that. The reality of life that I see in my 8 to 5 job is the people that end up in a career, they didn't necessarily plan to be there, but they ended up there, maybe because they have their education paid for, or they found this to be a cheaper way of getting through their education, and so they ended up in this career. Those people aren't always 100% satisfied in their jobs, but what makes them successful and what makes them satisfied is that in their time outside of work, they do their passion. So that's where they take dance, or they start a little dance studio, or they read cards on at festivals,
or you do Vanishing Gates.
Vanishing Gates.
Absolutely.
So there's a way to incorporate your passion into whatever way you choose to make money.
Right.
That there's a way to incorporate it. Now, yes, Paco's right. You're going to absolutely be more happy and satisfied if you actually end up going in a career path where you're going to not only make money, but then also be happy.
Right.
Like, you'll be a much more satisfied person.
Right.
When I was younger, you guys know, like, I was an assistant pastor. I went to Bible college. I lived in a church with nothing financially. What made me happy was just doing the job.
Yeah.
You know, I was passionate about what I believed in. I'm still passionate about what I believe in. It's never going to change. But right here, I'm sitting next to fucking some of the best people in the entire world.
Aw, thanks,
Amanda.
Jay.
Well, no, I mean that. Like, I mean this. Like,
Happy buddy.
I grew up with my mother being into the occult and the paranormal and the strange. And I never realized it was part of my life. I did martial arts too. Well, hell, I'm not going to fight fucking Hoist Gracie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, even being a part of this show.
But the fact is, I was able to find something that hit my heart in a way that made sense. So for my 1-year anniversary episode, like, guys, I thought of this like 5 years ago. I came up with this idea of Vanishing Gates. Didn't come up with a name yet, but damn it, I couldn't have found better people to be here with for this. Like,
You're such a sweetheart.
oh, you know, I'm kind of a softie inside.
He's a teddy
Like,
bear.
I'm an uptight guy, but the fact is, like, I'm not super, like...
He's a red teddy bear.
I have high blood pressure. That's not nice. Red hair and high blood pressure is a rude thing to say, fella. I love you.
You're totally right, though.
But
I mean,
what do I do? Like, what am I doing? Like, I work a full-time job. You work a full-time job.
I do.
You and I sling beer for a living.
Absolutely.
You know,
that's what we do on our
We
day to
bust our
day.
backs. I know, part of sluts. I always like part of sluts.
You know, but
always
like
part of sluts.
being a part of this show has really like it really has opened not only my mindset but my heart and who I am, because like I am being able to receive more information and then to be able to go off of what that is and then to be able to indulge in knowledge elsewhere, to be able to dignify what it is that I'm reciprocating from everything, you know, and you know, to be able to have that option, to be able to be that open, to be able to be like, hey, you know, like I'm receiving this, I'm feeling this way, I have these thoughts, and then having the power to be able to be like, all right, what are other people's thoughts, and like, you know, and to be able to bounce ideas off other people and making my own judgment, making my not only judgments but my own decisions on what it is that I'm receiving. You know, like I from the start of the show when I first got on, like I most definitely talk a lot more, and I'm a lot more open.
No, for sure.
I am
you
a lot more
sunglasses.
open.
You're
I
so
don't even wear
pretty.
sunglasses. Look, no sunglasses today.
Right?
And you know what? And not only that,
anniversary, no
not only that,
sunglasses.
from here on out, there will be no more sunglasses. Sunglasses are done. All right. And that, with that being said, that was actually a perfect segue. We talked about this earlier before the show. I don't want to get too off topic, but we will have a drawing for all of Paco's sunglasses, like we had talked about before.
You want to do a drawing to auction off all your
Yeah,
sunglasses?
we're gonna do auction.
Does this mean Paco is dead?
No, Paco is still Paco is still alive.
Paco's transforming.
Exactly. Paco
right.
is becoming more into the show and being more. I mean, if you guys need to see my eyes, I mean, like I can't see right now. Like that's cool.
Doctor my eyes.
Like you guys want to see? Like I can't see, but I mean, you guys are all blurry.
Okay,
But-
I want to say something though. I'm glad you're here.
I am. I'm glad I'm here too.
I'm
You
glad
know,
you're here. No,
I really am.
honestly, guys, I couldn't do the show with you guys. I thought that I would sit down and do a podcast. Me and Jack started it.
And that would be horrible.
You know, it's interesting. I keep interrupting because you guys are having every time he's this like deep epiphany.
All right, Jack, get in here.
Epiphanies, and I'm just sitting like
Epiphanize with
reading.
us.
I'm reading this, so I'm not hearing anything anyone's saying. So every time I interrupt, I'm like
Epiphanize with
something
us.
Working
important
very
is happening.
hard over there.
What's important right now?
So, Dennis
Where are you
actually
going?
was wondering if he could
Toledo!
Okay.
But he was wondering, do you want to go first or do you want him to go first?
Who?
Dennis.
He's on next week.
Do I want to go first, or does Dennis want to go first? Is that what he's asking?
Yeah, well, no, he's not asking. He's just wondering if you
Oh,
can
so
get
you
a
want a
reading.
tarot card reading?
Oh, Toledo wants a tarot card.
Oh,
reading.
yeah. Cool. Well, is he in chat?
Does she see my team being successful? I mean,
know
that's what Toledo wants to
Stop
know.
reading chat. I'm the chat guy.
That's
All
what,
right.
that's
Taking
what
my
Toledo
job
wants to
away.
know.
Who's his team?
Toledo Spirit Chasers.
Yeah, Toledo Spirit Chasers. Toledo!
Toledo.
This is Paco. What's
He's a
up?
Oh,
In
okay.
Toledo.
Oh, that kind of team.
Yeah.
Okay, I was hoping it wasn't a Super Bowl question.
Oh,
No,
guys, now
mine's
I
gonna
asked
be.
him if he wants to go first
who
or
is gonna
second.
win the Super Bowl? That is my intense question. How'd you
Wait a
know?
minute, hold on.
Goodness.
We all know
It's
who's
the
winning the Super Bowl is
Eagles.
pointless.
It's the Eagles. If you
The
guys are going,
Patriots are going to win again.
if
It's
you
not
guys are
even a
going for the
question.
Patriots, then
Nobody
you're all,
likes them.
we
They're
draw
gonna
back
win.
then you all should
Can we draw
dislike the
back
show.
to things?
No, because the
Super
Patriots
Bowl?
suck and they're going to
All
win.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so
Hey,
we're going to do
So, Dennis,
Toledo
We're
first.
gonna do Toledo first because
here you go, buddy. She's reading the cards
yeah.
for you. They will be the guest on next week's show, by the way.
They will. I'm so excited for Toledo to be back on. She's into
It
it.
is again.
She's
I'm
here.
about to fire you guys and keep Emily on the show all the time.
I'm about to fire you and keep Emily on the show all the time.
You can't.
I will.
I'm gonna fire all y'all and take over the show.
It's called
Word, right?
It's called
I'm just
impeachment,
kidding.
right?
I'm just
It's called
kidding.
impeachment,
I'm
right?
kidding.
That would
Quit.
not work. You
And
guys would.
I like how
would-
you can distinguish
be so
between the
bored.
two and still be focused. I like that.
You could, I
Alright.
was just saying that'd be funny.
No, Jack, you can't spell.
Yes, I can.
No, here we go. And go.
Stop saying something.
Is that like
Zip it good.
50 cents?
Oh,
Nah, he's gonna get like 6 cards, man. Toledo's out there. 6 cards.
God, how many people do you have on your team?
hey, Dennis, how many people do you have on your team? Tell us in chat.
I think it's 5.
Is it?
Yeah.
5?
You think it's 5, or
think it's
do you
5.
say it's 5?
No, I think it's 5.
Yeah, are you
Yeah.
like into it?
I am, dude. Like I said earlier, like I am completely open. Like I am vulnerable right now, and I don't know if it's the alcohol, lack of sleep, or just the peacefulness I got from my disc
He
golf
has
tournament,
5.
or
It is 5?
everything else.
Yep.
Yeah, I pulled 5 cards.
I kind of felt one more.
Read one more.
I felt one more.
Felt more. What? His wife's pregnant?
One more card.
Oh, one more card.
I felt.
Oh, come on.
Emily doesn't care. She's doing her
Calm
thing.
yourself.
She's doing her thing.
I'm gonna take them on
Yes.
the road.
Don't interrupt her
That
thing.
fifth card was Paco. Being
She's
nice.
dope.
It might be. It might be. It might just be stepping out of bounds.
Well, I really wish that this was that I knew that each of these cards represented one person on your team, because that would be really, really cool. There's the kind of the leader. There's 3 or 4 females represented, and then a male. But I don't know if that's true or not. But that would be really cool. So and if you were here in person, I would ask you too, when you define success for your team, are you talking about long-term success? Or are you talking about success on an upcoming investigation? Or are you looking at like financial success? What does that mean for you? I mean, looking at this card right off the bat, there's nothing negative here. Moreover, there's personalities that are coming to play here for me that I can see. I see a union. It's represented by the Lover's card, but I don't necessarily. I mean, it could be a relationship. Maybe people in your team are hooking up, and there's some goodness going on there. But I feel like it. So it could be literal, or it could be the merging of ideas, or a merging goal for your team. maybe you're at the point where you're starting to kind of formalize your structure and create kind of like a plan. You know, when we first go out and investigate, we're just going out and we're having a good time and we're doing it with our friends, and we're not necessarily thinking about how can we gain from this or have success out of it. But once we start to realize that we've got something there and can create a business out of it, then we do have to start incorporating like a plan and goals and formalizing things. And so if you are at that point in your business, that's good, because this is a good time for that. I see a lot of strong feminine energy here. There is a lot of emotion there. A lot of, and I'm not saying negative emotion per se, but there's a lot of emotion. So this is a very passionate project for people on your team. They're really invested in this. It's not just something.
Maybe too much.
Maybe too much. Maybe
that one's bad.
It's
the Lovers is not necessarily bad.
You don't think that card itself is bad in this situation?
I think that
like
there have been a lot of successful relationships in this type of work that we do. You've seen different?
But hold on, before he continues,
I'm so sorry.
Let me ask him a question real quick.
Okay, ask him a question.
Before he continues,
No, I'm
if
sorry,
if you met Einstein, would you explain physics to him real quick? No, I said sorry. Does not equal MC squared.
Guys,
You are
I
incorrect.
Like,
it's quad.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, it's
I'm
quad.
sorry, I couldn't shut up.
whole-
Like
No,
no,
this is
no,
great.
no,
Like,
no,
the
no,
whole-
no, no,
I would
that's
take
good,
you
that's
on
good.
all my
It's fine.
readings.
the whole
You can-
emotional
It's fine,
factor
it's
that
fine,
you have
fine.
from it, like you have
I'm
like
wrong. Sorry.
No,
you have like a
very-
leadership role, but with like lots of emotion in there.
Yeah, there's
And-
a definite leader here.
Yeah,
just and that's great. You do
I'm sorry,
need
guys.
someone that's gonna.
And that really
Do you
goes
wanna-
to like
do you know a lot about what I'm talking about? Or
No, I'm just saying that's bad.
like
that's
from
bad. Okay.
from what we learned on Dennis.
I'll
that's all I'm
address that.
saying. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No,
I'm
No,
wrong.
no.
What's
That's
cool?
it's-
Oh, sorry.
Well, so
I'm just me.
I'm gonna address that because I think that's an important point that you're making. So I'll get there for sure. 'Cause
No,
think
I
you're
know.
right.
That's why I spoke out of turn. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, that's good. I'm glad you're speaking your mind.
So from the last interview that we actually had with Dennis, we didn't have an interview with his team. We had an interview with him, or as I like to call him, Toledo.
Next week though, Toledo's on the show.
Toledo is on the show
Toledo.
next week.
Live investigation.
Oh,
So-
I love it.
If you
So
want to be
cool.
back, you can be.
But what I
That's
got,
so cool.
what I got from Toledo was that like this was something that he himself is very passionate about, and so with him being passionate about what he's doing right now, like that's where the emotion comes from, to where like for me like his leadership is gonna be like non-logical at this point. Like you really have to take like. I know there's like scientific studies. Whatever. Like, you know, where like men are logical more than women are. They're more emotional.
Only because of brain damage.
like,
Oh my
you're-
gosh, he said two males, 3 females,
Yeah.
and that's what this there's 4 females. Okay,
Well,
my bad. Go ahead.
I feel
I mean,
like
there are 3 female cards here, so I think that's really, really cool. Sorry,
Well,
I'm nerding out right now. Okay.
she totally is.
That's exciting.
It's amazing.
I love that.
She's
Okay.
so cute when she does that. So I'm kind of feeling like the whole like emotional part is to be like that's where he's gonna like have to strive his, I don't want to say business, but what he is and what he's doing with the people that he's in. Like it's gonna be like an emotional standpoint. Like he has to thrive off of that emotion to be able to move forward in what he's doing.
And then also, that's a great point. And so then I want to touch on Jay's point, and then I want to finish this up for you because there's a couple of other things that I'm seeing for you, Dennis. So it is true that not everybody is going to foresee a relationship evolving out of a team as something positive.
Right.
And if there is no relationship evolving out of the team, then this Lover's card could also just represent someone within your team that is uber balanced. There's someone that fully has a connection with their masculine and feminine side, which is a really good choice to have on an investigation, because there's someone that's usually pretty grounded. They know who they are. They're connected to both sides of themselves, and then they're going to be more attractive to both genders. Gender of spirits.
What would you say? What would you say if I said that the relationship that you're seeing is not really personal person to person relationship, but it's more of person to business.
Okay.
That's what I was. That's why I was like, it's bad. Business.
And you can, and so then you, and people do fall in love with their businesses. It's true, and that's great. That's just, it's your passion. You know, something's coming out of you that's good. It's sparking something in you, and that's that life force.
You don't see any more extensive thing in that right now.
The only other thing that I see here for you is you, as the leader of your team, are going to really have to have a fine balance between recognizing and acknowledging everybody's ideas. I see here that the females on the team have a lot of ideas, and some ideas are a little bit different, but they all have these great new ideas, things that they want to do, things they want to incorporate. And so as the team leader, it's going to be your balance to acknowledge all of that, make everyone feel valued and heard, but then also being selective. You can't make everybody happy. You're going to have to really just like come up with like, what is your goal? What is your plan for your team? What is your shtick? And then going with that, and not, your success is dependent upon that. If you start to spread out and get too broad, then you're going to get lost in all of the other paranormal investigations that are going on. So your team's success is dependent upon what are you providing, what are you giving that nobody else is, what makes you guys stand out from other people. What?
So Dennis be an alpha.
Dennis be an alpha.
Yeah. Be in control and find a way to cross market it. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to cut you off at all, hon.
No. But
I didn't mean to do that.
But I think that the success of your team hasn't even been. It's not even hit the radar yet, as far in reality, and so I don't think the cards can even pick it up. There are a lot of minor decisions and things that have to be made before that success can even be materialized or even be actualized and focused in on.
Right.
So maybe that's part of what you need to do, is kind of like take your sight right now, which is headed like looking way out there, and bring it back in and just focus on what are you doing right now and making this super solid and unique. And then you can start looking at like long term.
Like pretty much kind of like what made you start this, and like focus on like the passion that you had to start this and to thrive off of that.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
Yeah. And with that being said,
I think
Emily,
be stressed.
I'm stressed.
I think we energy stressed out. I think we put too much stress energy. I'm feeling too much like energy stressful wise.
I'm feeling great about this. And on air, can I read your cards? Yes.
Yes.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna do it. I'm feeling it
do you
right now.
Use these?
I
to
will.
Be able to read them,
I will.
So.
All
right. This is the first time
Paco is going to read cards.
Hold on.
This is crazy.
Let me clean this table off over here.
It's our.
Maybe
Don't
I'll move
touch
over.
it. Don't do anything else.
I don't think she wants the ash all over her cards.
And you know what? Like no, it's like a perfect.
This is the perfect 1 year
It's like
anniversary
the perfect
show of Vanishing Gates.
Wait, they're not gonna be able to see his cards.
All right. You guys won't be able to see my cards.
Come
all
here,
right?
Jack. Let me hug you.
Jack, get in here. Get in here,
hug
Jack.
you.
Get in here.
Oh.
You can't get him in. He's too fat. He's too fat. All right.
That's rude.
What? No, it's fact.
Bro, that's
Okay.
mean.
All right. Hold on. All right. Just joking aside, let me get this, because
get in the zone.
yeah, I gotta get in the zone for this, because I'm really feeling this. I really am. Like, I'm open. Like,
Yeah, you're
like
connected.
I know. I mean, no offense to anybody out there or anybody here.
Like
Like
so
my
people can see what you're doing.
my
Why can't I
heart.
do a reading?
My heart. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna like put anything out there that like is to misjudge me. Like, my heart really is for the Lord. Okay, like that's where I stay. That's my stable.
This is
That's my
perfect.
high. That's my low ground.
Now, which
Right?
Lord? Lord Cthulhu or Azathoth?
The fathers.
Which one? The blind
Lord,
idiot god?
God,
Jesus.
like that's Jesus. You know, like I mean, like that's where my heart lies. You know, and that's where my definition is. You know, but for some reason this evening, like I really feel that I'm just kind of like an
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
You know, like I just. That's just kind of. I
Yeah,
don't even know how to
you're
explain
feeling
it.
it.
I really don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
very
never felt
cool.
this way before.
That's cool.
And so here we go. We're gonna do Emily's reading right now by Paco here on Vanishing
Let's
Gates.
see if we can move the camera better so you can.
And you better cut this part out and post it up on your page. You know, just like edit it out. You know, save the video, edit it out, and just be like, "Yo,
I do have to get
Paco,
from
Paco readings.
Paco readings,
Paco reading.
Paco
Taco
readings,
Bell.
and
Taco
Paco
Bell.
Bell."
You're like a drive-through for instigation.
All right.
Let me get out of here for a second.
Oh no!
I'll be right back.
Well, no!
Dude, I have to pee.
No!
Pee on you. You got this?
No! Okay, hold on.
Let him go.
There's no.
Monster.
Hold on.
Oh, I have to stand up. Why did you guys put me in the little chair? I can't stand up. I have to stand up.
You're always in the little chair.
I know.
Down, little John.
It's not good for my
There you go.
knees.
Yeah.
I can already tell that this is not gonna be from a. What would you relate to, like a religious, spiritual background of the tarot card readings, Emily?
What religion do they
Like
stem
factual?
from?
Right.
Scientific?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, or yeah.
I'm talking to you.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
where would you like? What kind of background would you say that this was from?
Well, the Catholics are probably the most magic religion.
Ever. Period.
So I would say if it was going to be anybody, is the Catholics.
And the Catholics,
Yeah,
there's so many things that went on within the Catholic religion.
And for a period of time, they were pretty open with tarot card readings.
And
it did-
rosary beads came from Buddhism.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
they're pretty much
And-
the plagiarism of all of religion.
But I don't think they came from one of those later religions. I think they predate. I think that there's some evidence out there that they may predate religion.
Okay. Like, I don't want to put anything out there other than, you know, from ignorance
Hard.
of what we have. Yeah, I really don't want to put it out anything that what does it mean when it's upside down?
Sometimes it means it's a challenge or
Okay.
something you need to work on, but sometimes
Okay.
I turn them because
I feel it upside down, so I
Okay,
appreciate
cool.
the insight.
cool.
And we're gonna do the 4. I'm not really feeling anything else from here.
Awesome.
Yeah, 4 is a good number.
Four is a good
I actually like the number 4 myself personally. I did touch your deck. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
I think she would have stopped you instead of handing it to you.
All right. You were actually early. You had spoke upon Suits. Where did you? I was too far away to
Oh,
recognize
sure.
Suits.
So like the wands, the swords, and then there's the pentacle and the cups. Those are
Okay.
those suits.
Oh, okay. Still doesn't make any sense for me.
Yeah. So you just need to read. You need to do what you did before.
I think
just
so,
read them.
and that's kind of like where I was going from.
Yeah.
Why I asked about the background of the cards and everything. You had said like Catholic and everything. Not quite sure where. You know, my knowledge. I don't really know. Like I kind of have like a when I see tarot cards or crystals or something like that, I kind of think of like the pagan religion and stuff like that.
Oh,
You know,
sure, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I apologize. The only reason I said Catholics because I felt like you were asking if of any of the religions, where would you think that this would have come? But I don't think that this came from the Catholics.
Okay.
And I don't think it came from any religious practice necessarily.
okay,
So, yeah.
okay.
Just to be clear for everybody out there, don't send me hate mail.
Don't.
And so
Hey,
if you
no.
do,
Legit.
if you do, it's RE at Vanishing Gates at gmail.com, and that's 2 G's at Vanishing Gates, and just make sure you say Emily.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
We'll make sure she gets it.
Emily's feeding some life.
And so so Emily, we have 4 cards here. All right, and 4 cards is amazing for me, and I feel a consistency for you.
Let me see if I can fix this camera angle.
And so we have the 3 of Wands here. I know you guys up there can't see it. You guys kind of see 4 cards. You guys can see 4 cards right here. All right, that's what we got. And just so you guys know, we have the 3 of Wands first. We have the 3 of Swords, the Moon, and then we have an upside down Princess of Wands. Okay, and for me, like those 2 cards are like pretty much interfliction with one another. You know, they're kind of combining with one another to where it's like we have nothing but open mind and just going for our goals.
Okay.
And then we have, first thing that comes to mind is like goals reached. And there's nothing past, you know, like that's kind of like where I'm at. Like it's like you at this point you've kind of obtained everything, you know, that you really wanted, and you know, within yourself. 3 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the way that I'm seeing it right now is that it's gonna be, it really is just like a battle. Like it's you're gonna go through pain, you're gonna go through victory, you're gonna go through whatever it is that you need to do to be able to attain what it is that you want.
Yeah.
You know, and you're gonna see hardship, and you're gonna cry, but at the same time you're gonna laugh and you're gonna feel joy.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of like where the victory is. The Moon is where we kind of get to the goal being set, is that like that's pretty much like you're fighting for your dreams. Like that's where I see it, is like the Moon is like, you know, it's unobtainable. You can't reach the Moon, you know, personally, physically, you know, like that's like you're reaching for something that you want so bad, but you just can't get. But then that's where the upside down Princess of Wands is that you do, and that's you're done.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
I don't know if that relates to anything.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
And
that's really good.
You should, I mean, that's.
We're gonna hit the road, man.
Paco with Mystic Rose Tarot.
Wow, it's so cool.
I mean, that's kind of that's
so
what I'm seeing right here.
cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're
I'll
literally
reach out.
looking at like, you know, your strength,
Yeah, you should.
I'll
your
read for you.
strength, and then, you know, the fight that you have to go through and what you're fighting for, and the end result. I mean, that's really what I see here.
Yeah.
You know, and
And that resonates with me because I do feel like I'm at a place in my life where I'm involved in everything that I wanted to be involved in.
yeah.
All of the parts, you know, everything when I was a kid and I looked back, you know, oh, I wish I could have done fire dancing. Oh, I wish I could be a belly dancer. Oh, I wish I could do tarot reading. Oh, I wish I could do this. And I never had the money to do it or the ability to do it.
Right.
But now I'm at a place where I'm doing all of those things. And I'm a
Right.
social worker. Like I have all these great parts of my life that are active. And I think, well, gosh, there's not, like, I want for nothing.
Right.
I have everything in my life that I want. So, but then there's always that part of me that's like, no, you don't. Like,
Yeah.
now you just got to get that next step. Now you got to push it. Now you got to challenge it. Now you got
Yeah.
to make things grow. So
that's
where
you're at.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's gonna be
real
like
awesome.
you were just like
yeah.
I've been there, done that. What's next?
Yeah.
I've reached it, and like you're just gonna. I think from here on out, you're just gonna strive yourself to become better,
Better and better.
as of
World
who you
domination.
are. Exactly.
What are we doing today, Pinky?
Pinky in the brain, right here.
What are you every day? Gonna conquer the world.
Thank you so much, Paco. That was
Absolutely,
awesome.
absolutely. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
That was
You
very
know, I mean,
cool.
it was
My
totally
turn.
weird.
Your turn?
And
What? I'm gonna read for Emily.
you're gonna read for Emily.
Why I don't like that.
Oh
I
my
would-
gosh, this
I
is
would-
cool.
Fingers
I
together.
would
All right, I'm
make
gonna
sure
stand over
Emily's
here for a
okay with
second.
that.
Oh, I'm
Alright, so let's play
totally
some
okay
Paco.
with that.
Emily is okay with that.
My
We're
gosh.
gonna ruin her deck for her.
This is like
All this
I
energy.
feel like it's my 1 year anniversary
You
right
should
now.
shuffle
This
the
is
deck.
awesome.
You should shuffle the deck.
This is so cool.
What we got here?
Don't mess with the mouse too much, bruh.
Shut up, bruh.
You shut up, bruh.
You shut up, bro. I know I'm on fire. Who said that? Who said Paco's on fire?
Aaron did.
Aaron did? Aaron, I am on fire. You're right. I am.
Paco is going out and buying his first tarot deck
All
tomorrow.
right.
Oh my goodness.
Unfortunately, I am not
What are you talking about? I'm
inebriated.
going to the casino right now. Are you crazy? Like I'm about to win me something. Like we doing lottery. We doing whatever it needs.
So good with cards. So good with cards.
Okay.
All right.
So your
Jack
only
is
advice,
gonna
I guess,
try
would
to do
be
his first tarot-
instead of
Ellie, you want some beer?
No, thank you. I don't drink.
Oh.
I know.
You're drinking rock stars. Where's some beer?
No, not for me.
Can we get a belly dance off camera?
No way.
Go
Oh
away,
my
Paco.
god, no. That's the most embarrassing thing ever.
Bro.
Hey, you know, she has like the most free,
I am here.
non-judgmental people here. You know.
all right. So
All right.
I've never done this
stop,
before, so
Paco.
I'm just gonna go with my instinct and what it says.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
So
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I think we
what
should
it
get the Ouija board after this. Look at him go.
What
My God.
board?
Like
That one?
no.
Oh my god, this table's not
I
clean
have one
over
of
here.
Vince.
Trying to make sure it's
Do you want to
clean.
switch places with me? This place is pretty clean over here.
Yeah, probably.
I
I don't wanna mess up your cards.
Quite germophobic right now.
Well, it's not that. She has nice
I think
cards,
like
and you
Jack's
keep nice
opened
things
up.
when you keep them clean.
I feel like Jack's opened up more than I have. I mean, look at him go. Like,
Down for the-
I mean, unless you end up in the hospital later on this evening, you know. I mean,
This is a
my
good
goodness.
anniversary show.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
it really
this is awesome. This is really fun.
I'm so happy you came.
Jack is so confused. He's like, what do I do?
Hold on.
We are like 2
Oh my-
hours into this show, and it's absolutely amazing.
2
I'm not upset
hours?
about it at all.
Almost 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're about 17
Almost
minutes
2
away
hours.
from 2 hours.
It's not a magic trick, Jack. Let's do it.
And Jack's pulling cards from the deck. He's feeling the deck
Yeah.
within itself.
He's doing it totally his own
Yeah.
way. He's that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You can go your own way.
Sometimes I wish
I still need you to do one for me, Emily.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The 3 of Wands, Death, and the 7 of Cups.
Perfect start.
I will save you from death.
man.
I will show you the way.
I will save you.
I'm trying to think. I'm not sure. Let me
Yeah.
try
Take
to
your
handle
time.
myself on this
Hey,
one.
focus, man.
Chillax.
Yeah, just let everything else go. Just focus on what you got there. Don't worry about Vanishing Gates.
Breathe deep and go.
That's what she said.
Speak from your heart, man.
I've been like, the problem is I've been so focused on all that today, I've been disattached, so it's tough to
Yeah.
find anything to attach to.
Totally.
Breathe deep.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
I
you
understand
felt
that.
you felt some sort of calling. So just like focus within that calling that one.
Well, actually, it was your
Paul.
pull your
Yeah.
pull that I had a calling on, but
Well, then,
it was something else. But
you know, hey, you know what? Tamale! Tamale! All right, focus.
the problem is I had the call when he pulled. I had a thought, and now I'm trying to think of something with
Don't
this
think
one.
Yeah.
yourself. Just let it go. Let it
Yeah.
go, dude. Don't think yourself. Just
Well-
relax.
Would it help you relax if you were to speak upon the calling that you had when I was reading?
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just to
maybe
get it
start
off your
there.
chest, to
Yes.
be able to
Okay.
lighten your shoulders.
Yeah, it's like maybe it's blocking.
Well,
Yeah.
the essential reading I had first was someone being important, and then it wasn't a good reading. It was reverse of his. It wasn't success. It was actually the first person was more having an issue.
Close your eyes.
Somebody was having an issue, and you or someone there was an issue with, and then the swords, the 3 of Swords. There was someone involved in your life that was causing a problem, like chaos, essentially. They're
Strife there.
causing you problems, and you don't know how to exactly to handle it. You're just
Yeah.
you're stuck in between.
Mm-hmm.
And then the moon is the desire for something important. It has to do with this person. This person is causing you to strive, and it's causing you to want to reach for something. It's not that you can't have. It's more that you're feeling like you're stuck in that situation, as if you can't reach it.
Right.
And then the last one isn't somebody who's trying to help you. It's someone who, once again, it's a different person, but it's someone who's there to hinder you. It's someone who's attempting to stop you from reaching the moon.
Their whole purpose is, at this moment, is negative towards you. For whatever reason, they're attempting to stop you from striving towards your goal.
It's booby traps. They're saying booby traps.
Well, not necessarily that. It's I think you might be aware of this person, this negative person.
Yeah.
And you're essentially being passive, which is what the moon is your desire to stop them. But you don't know how to do it without causing more strife, more issues.
It's true story, yes.
And so
giving me struggles.
Something tells me and I don't like saying this, but it might have to do with your relationship a little bit.
Oh,
like it may be
pie?
connected somehow. Like this person may be causing trouble somehow that you may not know potentially.
It's Gary, right?
Gary, are you setting booby traps for me?
No.
Gary.
That's what I'm saying.
Gary,
I'm
I
saying
don't have to come after you.
The third party might be causing problems, and it may not be directly to you. It may be to him, and coming through that way. And more or less, maybe he's attempting to stop it, and that's what that third one is he's the impediment. He's attempting to impede this problem.
He's trying to stop the booby traps.
Essentially, he's trying to stop whatever's happening. And I don't think it's that they're booby trapping you. I just think it's that they think negative of you.
Oh, it's
and they're
That's
just
pretty
laying
heavy over my cards. That's pretty heavy over my cards,
That is pretty
man.
heavy cards. And
That is really heavy.
That's just what I felt when I saw it. Was like
Interesting.
it was someone. It was like a third party attempting to stop you from
Thanks,
like
hon.
achieving your happiness in some way.
if
So-
you're
And that he was playing like the blocker essentially.
Aw,
So
thanks,
if you were
babe.
to take that heaviness with the cards that you pulled and like kind of combine those two, just to give you like an aspect of what you had pulled, seeing how you were.
Well, I think with my pull from that reading, essentially, this goes back to that first card that there will be success
I feel
in
like it's
stopping.
integrated. That's all.
Oh, good.
So they'll be
Good.
successful in the stopping,
Okay,
but
well, that's good.
it's not going to be in the way you want. It's going to end poorly.
Poorly.
How did you get that from
For
never
who?
reading
For
tarot
me?
cards in your entire life?
Hold on,
Fuck.
it's going to end poorly because it has to. Essentially, it's something that's in your life that has to end poorly.
He's gonna fucking
For
curve
once.
some of a motherfucker. That's what's gonna
I
happen.
mean, there's
Boom!
there's always lessons to be learned.
In the end,
Right.
it's that.
Yes.
In the end,
True. Okay.
that essentially what this is about is it's not bad. It's bad, but it's not bad.
Okay.
It's like a stepping
Okay.
stone.
You've got to be able to overcome what it is.
It's like a stepping stone.
In order to
You're
grow,
gonna
you
progress.
have to overcome stuff to grow.
So essentially, this person is your impediment, but they're actually going to wind up helping you in the end when they do whatever it is that they're going to try to do.
Okay,
And
they're
Gary's going to
sabotage.
help you stop, or he's going to be there to help. But they're going to attempt to do something to you. They're going to be unsuccessful for themselves,
Okay.
but they're going to succeed somehow in essentially putting you on a different path.
Oh, wow, interesting.
I kind of feel like.
And then that path will lead to something better. I can't see any further than that, but it's going to lead to something better.
Wow,
I
this is so
kind of,
cool.
I kind of feel like this whole thing like kind of plays in with what I was saying with like you had already ended something that you had already done,
Right.
and like you're going above and trying to strive for something more,
Yeah.
and these are the struggles that you're gonna go through.
He's not
Right.
done.
And I think that
Man, you
him and
guys.
I think we're kind of
Captain
integrated
Skeptic
with
isn't
these
done yet.
cards and
Tell
what
that
we're
look,
seeing
he's
here.
got more.
Well,
I
The-
hate this. Okay.
with it being upside down, you have to realize that everything good always has the opposite effect too. It can be bad,
Yes,
equally
Yeah,
bad.
absolutely,
True story.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
depending on
Right.
how your third part or your first party handles it, then it could also go in the other direction immediately.
Yeah, so I
Or
can't remember if
More than
it's
likely,
off.
it's not.
Say that
Or-
last part
or-
again.
It could go in the opposite direction. If whoever's guarding you, which I believe it to be Gary in this instance, for whatever he does that's helping you,
Okay.
if it's a small chance, but if it's not handled correctly, the new path could be worse for you. It could be something that leads you down a really bad
But
one.
how do I know it's been done
with
correctly?
with that being said,
No way, no.
with that being said, and with the feelings that you have, could it be that the path that she chooses could just be at a cost?
Well, I'm just seeing the fact that it's simply it's two paths.
You know,
And the thing is that with this path, like I said, it's whatever happens on, and I don't think it's on you essentially.
Okay.
It's with Gary helping you. It's like anything. If a slight mistake, which I don't believe will happen, because it's, from my opinion, it's from what I'm feeling, it's a very small margin of error.
Okay.
That it could wind up being perfectly okay.
Okay.
But if it's not, then it's going to be the equal opposite of what would be great for you.
right. So
It's not going to be good for you.
You're literally choosing between two roads of like damnation and success here.
So yeah, I mean, it's essentially the other path could be very not good.
I am so curious to see what you strive to.
I know. I'm very curious right now, you guys.
I-
That was really cool.
know. As far as I know, I could just
And I'm
be
so glad this is recorded too, because I want to be
Yeah.
able to look back at
Yeah.
it
Oh, absolutely.
after
Yeah.
time has
Absolutely.
gone on and
Absolutely.
like watch it again,
Absolutely.
so I
This
can
is
remember
gonna
what
be
you guys said.
I mean,
That was
I
really good.
I really don't see all this happening like very soon either. Like I really see this within a time period of I mean we're really for me I feel like this is gonna be a years long process.
Do you know what I just thought of right now? I'm like, this is such a cool thing right here, and you never see it. Where usually when someone's doing a tarot reading, it's one-on-one. You never see 3 or 4 tarot readers for one person.
Right.
I feel like we could do tarot readings and then have everybody chime in on it and have these debates and like give this advice.
We
That
do
would be
live
really cool.
on chat and
Right.
stuff. It's awesome too.
So like not to be selfish or anything, but I actually kind of want to take advantage of what we have going on here, especially the way that we're all set up right now. I kind of
Yeah.
feel like a good
Okay.
vibe. I'd kind of like I would really like for Emily to do a tarot reading of myself.
You want a tarot reading?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. And
Yeah.
not only do I want a tarot reading, but I also want Emily's foremost professional opinion. But
All
then
right.
also I want a little bit of
I will
onset
go over
as
Yeah,
well, you know?
yeah,
I mean,
everybody's
Do you?
feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Tarot
Jack,
reading.
yeah,
Exactly,
that was cool.
yeah.
That's
That'd
cool.
be
I
great.
love that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Say it
Aaron
right
does
there.
kind of say it
No,
best. The
you're-
person might be
you're
in front of
maybe
me.
the camera.
That would be my opinion. Is they're in front of me.
I'll move
No,
out.
no, you're gonna say
They're
right there.
smiling
You
to
have
your
to
face
stay
and
right there.
stabbing you in the
You
back.
I
have to
hate
stay right
those
there.
frenemies.
All right, look, I'm here. All right.
All right,
here.
so I'll lay out the cards and then we'll
Okay.
all just go at it.
I mean, I want Emily's professional
It's the ultimate reading.
saying
This
first,
is-
but
this
then
is
like
really-
if anybody
this is
else has anything else to add
Vanishing
on
Gates.
to Emily, like I want that being said afterwards. Like that's
Okay.
that's the way that I want.
Okay.
That's the way that I feel.
Okay.
I feel like I've been
That's what we'll
alien
do.
and strange.
And
So then, can I hold your hand?
absolutely.
Mine is really cold. Oh, it's good.
Your energy is like
It really
shooting.
is. It really
I
is.
saw like X-ray, like skeleton hands. Maybe it's because I've been looking at that, but I saw like pews, like
It
Pew.
really,
Lots of, like,
actually,
pew,
it
fast.
was my energy right now.
You've been up-
I'm
you've
not
been
gonna
up.
lie, like it's between Mexican and Italian food, and I'm deciding on which one to do, and I can't really decide right now.
That's
That is a problem.
And like
Those are solid
food,
choices.
food is a big thing for myself. Like if you ever want to win my heart,
Mexican.
it's through my stomach. Tamales.
That's a thing now, yeah. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
it's totally a thing.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
You
it.
do your thing. You do your thing.
Give me that. I forgot to turn the volume off, apparently.
All right, so while she was doing that, I actually showed up. I showed up a full-on palm. I told all of you guys that there was going to be 5 cards being pulled out. Okay, and what she has right now is 5 cards.
boom.
Boom.
Bomb.
That
Bomb.com.
just happened. If
Thanks,
I had a
Aaron.
mic, I would drop it. Is there any questions that you would like to ask before your reading?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
Jeez.
It's a struggle, Emily. It's a struggle.
Aww. Okay. So, I'm gonna get real with you right now, okay?
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going for.
So one of the challenges that you have right now is balancing out your ego with what your spirit wants, with what your true self wants.
Right.
You have almost like a you're a pretty religious person, you said?
No, I wouldn't put it religious. I would. Put it
I just
more,
want to be. I want to
I
be
would
careful
put it,
with my words.
I would put it more
Sanctimonious.
Okay.
Sanctimonious, spiritual. Like I mean, like
Okay.
it's not really religious, but I mean, like I know where my heart lies at that point. You know,
Okay.
like.
So there is the dark part of you, that dark self, is it's got the steering wheel right now. There, the part of you that you're not always super proud of is kind of like driving the car.
Right. Would you see? Would you agree that that's kind of like
So you don't use a translate.
a strong feeling because it's very recent?
Can you calm down and listen to what she's saying?
I don't know if it's recent or not, but you definitely will know that.
Yeah.
I think that you have this part of you that sees really big things for yourself. You want big things for yourself. Your mind it thinks big.
Right.
You know, you don't think little.
Right. No.
And so you set the bar really high for yourself.
There is no room for failure.
No room for failure.
Absolutely.
So what that does, though, is it gives you a sense. There's something that's really good that comes out of that, and then there's the negative part of that. The
Right.
negative part of that is that you feel lonely,
Absolutely.
because I don't think that you feel like you share that same ideal with a lot of people, and so a lot of time it makes you feel isolated and excluded from others. But what it does have is you have all of the makings for greatness, because you can think that big for yourself.
Right.
That's how people get big. That's how people do
Right.
great things. So although it makes it hard in your day-to-day struggles because you just sometimes don't feel like you can relate to everybody, you need to stop letting that hold you back. Like, you need to just start doing the big things. Like, start taking the steps towards the big things and being the big person that you want to be.
That's like you're
You
really on.
Like, you
on
have
something right
everything to do that. Like, and then you also kind of have this. The spark is there. I think that you're starting to have some realizations that you're starting to see yourself, and with kind of like clear eyes, you're starting to see all of the things that you want to work on and all of the things that you think are really awesome about yourself. There's kind of like this newness to it.
Right.
But at the same time, you easily get caught up in all of this other energy that's going on around you, and then you get disconnected from yourself. So with know that all of the energy that's going on around you, it's going on around you, but it doesn't actually ever hit you, which is really amazing, because most people allow everybody else's energy to like somehow impact them and change who they are, but you don't. You feed off of other people's energy, but you don't change because of other people's energy.
That is so
You maintain, you know what I mean?
oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, you maintain yourself through everything. You have a very individual, you are yourself, and you're not easily impacted or influenced. So I think that for you, all it really is a matter of is for you to just sit down and figure out like what you want to do, and then you need to start going for it. Like you'll do it. I mean, when you figure out what you really, really want to do, and you're gonna have to think about that, because there's gonna be all kinds of other great ideas that are gonna be floating on your head, but there's like that one thing.
That one thing.
Yeah, and you're gonna do it, man, because you're amazing.
That is so weird that you actually put it that way, because for like the last I'd actually say like the last year. I mean, we all know, obviously, Robin Williams, he passed away. All right, and growing up, Robin Williams to me was the most joyful, happy, go lucky kind of guy, right? But when it came down to it, in the end, he committed suicide. Mm-hmm. All right, and so, which to me, like, I kind of feel like Robin Williams was that kind of guy that thrived off of the passion of making other people feel joyful and smile and be happy, but he was never happy with himself.
Yeah.
Okay, now for me, that ego that you were talking about,
Yeah, it was so.
that ego that you're
bastard
talking
right
about, that is a huge thing for me, because like as of right now, my ego is through the roof.
Yeah.
I have such a high ego right now.
Look at that. Look at that.
Absolutely.
It's like a machine. He's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
controlling everything.
Absolutely. I have the biggest ego, and I hold on to that
Yeah.
because that I strive through joy and happiness in my everyday to make everybody else smile with me, right? So now I'm going throughout my day-to-day and being happy and joyful and sharing love and, you know, making other people smile and be happy, because that's the way I want them to be.
Well, you're a pretty man. You make people
You
smile.
know? And so I just make you smile. And you know, and so like it's like I'm giving. It's like I feel like I'm giving out like everything that I have. And so like the only thing that I have to latch onto that brings me back is my ego to be like, hey, I'm worth something.
Yeah.
I'm made for this.
You're a handsome
I need
man.
this. Like I can go forth and do whatever it is that I can accomplish because I am that great.
And so, you know what I hear you saying? I hear you telling yourself that you recognize that, but that you also recognize that you have to feel yourself and make yourself feel good, your true self.
Right. No,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think we're still actually live streaming.
We are live streaming. We are live streaming.
Hey
And
guys,
so,
thank you for watching our 1 year anniversary episode of
Absolutely.
Vanishing Gates.
absolutely.
The longest
Please
show
call,
ever.
please call in. Share
Hey,
your stories on
Couldn't
Vanishing
have
Gates
had a better
at
guest. We have Sheila Renee
gmail
Parker, and we have Emily.
Why
Always
are you
awesome.
two talking? You two. You know what? I'm going to do this. Don't you worry about it. Thanks to Emily for joining us and doing great tarot readings. Thanks to Paco for doing one as well. Thanks for Jay for not passing out.
Thank you, Jay.
Thanks to Sheila Renee Parker for showing up and telling us all about her new book coming out. We can't wait.
We love you.
Thanks for everybody for showing
what
up.
book is that? Oh, she didn't.
She didn't give us a name.
She did not give us a name.
The new one coming out.
Oh,
But it
The
is
first one, The
bro.
Spirit Within. What?
It is
Talking
something
about
that
the
is
first book.
close-hearted to her, that she's willing to open up and let everybody else experience off of
It's
her
cool
own
that
feelings.
it's cool that we got that. But thank you for all the tarot readings.
Tuck into a show.
Now-
Thank you so much. It was a
And let you
pleasure
guys
to be
know
here.
this. We are still
wanna
doing
go
tarot
further
readings
into
though,
this.
because
It was-
these tarot readings, I
it
don't
was a
think they're
pleasure.
over.
I'm gonna go
It's
further into
it's
this.
been a great year doing Vanishing Gates. We're going to continue doing it. We hope you join us more. Like, share, subscribe. Let everybody know about us. It's going to be great.
We are
Fight,
going to do
hand jobs, all
we,
those things.
we will do a
He needs to go to bed before he
a
kills
raffle.
everybody or ruins the show.
Are you on drugs?
I'm gonna make sure that we actually do a raffle for all of Paco's sunglasses. If you guys are interested, I hope you guys are, because they're amazing sunglasses. And
totally so amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be great,
Guys,
I
we
really
love
don't
you.
think we're gonna get anything
As
else up
always,
with
I'm your host in the 40 and the strange, the unexplained, Jay. This is Emily,
Hi,
the Bomb
guys.
Diggity Yo,
this. Emily, you and I have a
who
lot
can
more to talk
easily
about.
replace these two. Hopefully. Have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for watching our 1 year anniversary show of Vanishing Gates.
Thank you guys.
Goodbye,
Have a good
everybody.
night.
We love you.
Bye,
Bye.
bye.
I'm gonna talk to Emily a little
Mr.
bit more.
Rose Tarot.
Goodbye.
Mystic Rose Tarot.
Oh, wait, yes.
Rose Tarot,
Mr.
Mystic
Rose Tarot.
Rose.
Yeah, but if you're a co-host now, it's
Mystic Rose Tarot on
Mystic
Facebook.
Rose Tarot.
That's where you'll find
on
her.
Facebook.
Love you guys. Goodbye,
We're already
everybody.
friends. Love you, Vanishers.
Bye.
Bollocks.